My name is Katrina Hurst. I am 21 years old from Kaysville, Utah, and this is my Wrangler application video. Alright, this is my horse Banjo. We are going to catch her by taking that lead rope and putting it around her neck, just so she knows what's coming. We're going to make sure the halter is nice and untangled so that when I slide it over her face, it's going to go on super smoothly. Now, important to note, as we're tying that knot, we really want to make sure that the tail of the rope isn't going to be poking her in the eye. So we're going to run the tail through the loop, and then we're actually going to run the square knot heading towards her face so that when we tie the knot, the tail will run away from her eyes and won't bother her as we're walking. Since Banjo has been out in the fields most of the day, we want to make sure that her shoes are nice and clean as we prepare to ride. I'm going to run my hand down her leg to cue her to pick her foot up, and I'm taking that hoof pick and just cleaning out any sort of rocks or hay or anything else that could have gotten stuck in her shoe while she has been out eating. Now that she's been brushed off, we want to throw on that saddle pad. Make sure that her withers are nice and lined up so that when the saddle goes on, it'll fit super comfortably on her back. I've grabbed my saddle. We're just going to throw that over her back. And then I want to double check and make sure that that front cinch and back cinch are lined up nicely so that when the cinches are tightened, it won't be uncomfortable for her or won't slide and pinch her in any way, and that it just goes right where it's supposed to. I've come around to the other side, and we're just going to start unhooking everything so that when I go to the other side to prepare to saddle and strap everything together, that nothing's going to be tangled. So really making sure that front cinch and back cinch are lined up where they're supposed to. We're getting that breast collar all unhooked and ready to go, and just makes the next step super easy. Coming around to that front side, we're going to start cinching her saddle. So I undo my front cinch and I'm running my hand under her so that she knows we're getting ready to tighten the saddle. At this point in time, I don't want my front cinch to be super tight. There's a few more steps in this saddling process, so we want her to have the saddle on her and have it sit comfortably, but not too tight that it cues her that we're ready to ride. My front cinch on this is pretty long, but now that I've gotten it all tightened up, I want to make sure my hand can still slide under that comfortably, but that it's nice and tight. We're going to do that back cinch next, very similar to the front cinch, except this one is more just for stability. So again, I'm going to run my hand under her back, make sure she knows it's coming, but this one is not going to be nearly as tight, and it's kind of just going to sit there pretty loose, and it will remain that way the rest of the time. Getting ready to put that chest strap on her, I'm doing the same process where I run my hand across her body and prepare to tighten everything. Her saddle's been sitting out in the barn, so the leather's a little cold and I'm a little cold, so gratefully Banjo's pretty patient with me as I'm saddling her. It's about 20 degrees in this video. Even though it looks pretty sunny, it's very cold outside. So again, I just want to make sure that everything's fitting comfortably, that that chest piece is laying right in front of her, it's not twisted or anything, or going to pinch her while we're riding. And then I go back through and just clip that front piece onto her front cinch, just so that the saddle will sit comfortably and stay on her the whole time. Now that everything is clipped, I'm going to head inside to the barn, grab her bridle so that we can head into the arena and get her ready to go. We've made it inside the arena. Thankfully, it's a little bit warmer. We're going to put her reins over her face and then just, again, double checking and making sure everything is not twisted. I've taken her halter off, and then here I'm putting my thumb into her mouth just to cue her that that bit is coming. We're going to slide that first ear, and then the second ear we want to make sure we pull that super quick so that it doesn't pinch her ear. Just making sure she's taking the bit really good and everything is fitting comfortably for her. We've slid that halter off, and now we're gonna get ready to ride. This arena does require the use of a helmet, so I've put that on, and now I'm just tightening her front cinch, making sure that it's super snug and everything's fitting correctly one last time before I get on her. And once that's all tightened up, we can mount her and get her ready to go. At this point, everything should be ready to go, so we're gonna hop on her. I'm gonna let you guys watch me ride without any audio, so if you have any questions about how I'm riding, please reach out to me. We are done riding for the day, so at this point I'm gonna take her outside and get her all unsaddled. If you care to watch, feel free. If not, thank you so much for your time and consideration of my application. Now we're just gonna do everything that I have done in reverse. I'm unclipping that chest strap, I'm undoing her back cinch, and then I'm gonna undo that front cinch so that when I go to the other side to tie everything together, again, it'll be nice and organized for a nice, quick cleanup. On to the other side, we're going to take that chest strap and clip it to itself just so nothing gets tangled. We're going to do the same with the front cinch and the back cinch, as you'll see in a second. We really want to make sure that everything is organized and put back in the same manner so that the next person who rides, the process of saddling will be the same. Everything is clipped together, so I've come to the other side just so we can take her saddle off. I like to take everything off together all at once just so I make less trips to the barn. We get everything off and make sure it's all clean and put it away. After riding, we always want to make sure that our horses are brushed off. Normally in the summer, we would hose them down just so it cools them off after they've been working a lot, but here in the winter, we just brush them off and we can get Banjo ready to be back out in the fields. Thank you so much for your time and your consideration of my application. Hope to hear from you soon.